talk about the urinary system. Let's get going. All right, we got 9 minutes for the urinary system. Yes. No. Sorry. This will not be on the quiz on Wednesday, but this will be on Moodle right after class. Sorry. That's what I thought you were going for. But so the quiz on Wednesday is only the digestive system, which I think is more than enough for you guys to work on. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Urinary system. Major organs that are involved. You have 2 kidneys, 2 ureters, which are carrying the urine from the kidney down to the bladder. Then everyone just has 1 bladder, ideally. And then 1 urethra, which carries the urine out of the bladder to the outside of the body. Okay, so everybody has the same major components. Okay. Notice from this picture we have 1 kidney that's a little higher than the other. So the left kidney is a little higher than the right. It doesn't really have any functional difference. It's just a kind of an anatomical, interesting fact. Okay. So functions of the urinary system, well, filters blood. That's a really very big and important job. So, number 1, excretion. So you are getting rid of wastes out of your blood. Okay, so things like metabolic waste, so like urea, anything that's toxic materials. Can't think of one right now that would be excreted. Well, some medications or drugs that people take are excreted out in your urine. Excess ions, so for example, there's too much calcium, if there was, or sodium, etc. Those would also be excreted. Urinary system plays a really important role in water regulation and blood pressure. And so we've talked about the mechanism that helps with these before, and we're going to revisit that mechanism probably not today, but Wednesday after your quiz, because it's the renin-angiotensin aldosterone mechanism again, and then we're going to talk about ADH again. So this would be, second or third time we'll talk about it? So at least that part will be some review for you. Okay. Another function, number 3, regulating the concentration of solutes in the blood. That's important because if you have too much solutes in the blood, then your concentration is really high. You're going to have problems with osmosis. If this concentration is really high in the blood, you're going to have more water moving to the blood, which would then increase your blood pressure. So the concentration of solutes in the blood can have some big repercussions. Number 4, regulating the pH of extracellular fluid, so the fluid that's bathing your tissues and supplying them with nutrients and oxygen and taking away waste products. So how it helps regulate the pH is it can secrete hydrogen ions, and if we're secreting hydrogen ions into solution, are we making it more basic or more acidic? The more hydrogen ions you have, more acidic, yes. So if it secretes hydrogen ions, it is going to be lowering the pH to make it more acidic. Okay, also helps regulate red blood cell production. The term for that is erythropoietin. Oh, no, that's not the term for it. That's the chemical, the hormone that regulates it, and that works in the bone marrow. So erythropoietin is a hormone that's made by the kidney. It travels through the bloodstream, and it regulates making the production of red blood cells in the bone marrow. So your kidney has direct effect on red cell production in your bone marrow, which is really interesting. Vitamin D synthesis. So we know that we get the precursor for vitamin D through exposure to the sun. And then it has to be activated. If you don't get it from the sun, you got to take a supplement. Vitamin D is really important because it controls calcium levels in the blood. If you have vitamin D, it increases the absorption of calcium from the intestines into the bloodstream, so you're getting enough calcium, which is really important in many bodily functions. Okay, location of the kidney. Well, it is in your abdominal cavity. It's along the back wall of your abdomen. It is kind of about the size of the fist. If you want to look at the cadavers during lab this week, I would encourage you to do that. Their kidney, we can pull out the kidney and look at a real human kidney so you can see the size. It is about the size of a fist, or maybe a little smaller. It kind of depends on the person. They are retroperitoneal. So remembering that retroperitoneal means that the organ's found behind the parietal peritoneum. So that parietal peritoneum basically saran wraps the kidneys to the back wall of your abdomen. It's like right under your ribs almost, right here. So they're held in place by the parietal peritoneum, like smashed against the back wall. Yes, you have a capsule around your kidney. It's kind of hard to see because that capsule really is the visceral peritoneum. Okay. Then surrounding the kidney, you have fat, and that's called perirenal fat, and everybody has some. Even the skinniest person has some perirenal fat. It's important. Helps protect your kidney. It's a shock absorber. It's a cushion. Helps with temperature regulation as well. You will see this when you open up your minks. You will see the perirenal fat. I think I've only seen a couple cats ever that had very little, and it was obvious that those cats had been starving. And they were using up their fat stores. Renal fascia. So this is just connective tissue that helps attach it to the back wall of your abdomen. So you have the fat there, you have this fascia, connective tissue that helps hold it there, and then you have that parietal peritoneum that kind of holds it in place. Kidneys, we have done kidney dissection, so remembering that it has that bean-like shape with a little indentation. That indentation is the hilum. And so the hilum is where the renal artery and the renal vein enter and the ureter exit. Ooh, let's make this better. I've got a minute to make this artery here. See? Renal artery. Dude, just go with it. We're not done. There's a ureter in yellow. And then your renal vein. Okay. So remembering your anatomy, right along the inside, you have kind of this hollow portion called the renal sinus where the urine, the formed urine, stores before it goes down the ureter. Okay? And we will stop and start on slide 5 after your quiz on Wednesday. Okay? Thank you guys.